Update: am I the butthole for refusing to sell the place I bought with stripper money? Quick recap: I spent several years working as a stripper, at the end of which I was able to buy my own flat. I'd been with my boyfriend for about 18 months, and I'm currently around 3 months pregnant. With the news of the baby incoming, my boyfriend said he wanted me to sell my place so we could use the money to get a new place together, and when I refused, he called me irrational. I thought I was TA because of that, plus my sister sided with him. Now for the update, because a lot of people asked for one. First off, I dumped him. He initially said that he doesn't want to be a parent if we're not a couple, but earlier this week he told me he wants majority custody, so not only does he not have to pay child support, but if he gets majority then I end up paying him. He actually said that was his reasoning. He also runs his own startup, and admitted the startup is basically done for, and he was hoping that when I sold my place I could also put a cash injection into his business with the money, so basically this was all about money for him, and I have extensive documentation of all of this. There's going to be a legal case, but I've gotten legal advice, and it looks like I'll be able to get sole custody, which is what I intend to go for. In the last couple weeks, my sister has doubled down and is trying to get me to fix things with my ex because a baby should have a complete family, so I've not been involving her in my pregnancy, which she is furious about. She also told our parents, which I am furious about, so we're not speaking right now. I also want to say thank you to everyone who commented on my first post. When I first posted, between my boyfriend and my sister, I was genuinely convinced I was in the wrong, so to have such an overwhelmingly supportive response really helped me realize that I shouldn't doubt myself so much, and with that realization, plus everything going on right now, I've decided to go to therapy, which I will be starting next week. All in all, the outcome of this is probably going to be me being a single mother in the flat I own. And honestly, pretty decent outcome. Web link. I have to call crap to the baby needs a complete family. A kid can have a mom and dad and still have a dysfunctional family. Single parent, two parent, parents of the same sex, it doesn't matter. Your ex sounds controlling and a leech. All the reasons he wants to be together or be a father are more for his benefit. Good luck to you, original post and your baby. It might be a long road ahead, but you can do this. You've made it this far. Seconded. Looking at ex-boyfriend here, he doesn't seem interested at all in parenting. Rather, he's in it for the money and security he expected original post to give him. And he was pretty blatant about it, too. Raising this kid as a single mother is absolutely better than raising it with this douche nozzle. Third ed. Ex-BF is looking to monetize his relationships. His behavior frankly sounds somewhat sociopathic. I had a younger brother who lived this way, and it eventually led to his demise. Be well and happy with your flat and child. You sound like a very capable and smart person. Best of luck and happiness to you. Fourth ed. Being a good parent and partner means being selfless more than half the time. This guy can't even stop being selfish for someone that's already going above and beyond, willing to share her home and a baby with him, and is likely a hottie having been an ex-stripper. Happy to hear you saw through his BS. You don't need 2 babies to take care of. Fifth ed. My parents divorced when I was 3. My older brother was around 8. According to him, they fought constantly and it was hell. So for my brother, not having his parents together anymore was great. As I grew older and interacted more with my father, until eventually going NC, I can honestly say that I am also glad that they divorced. My father showed time and time again that he cared more about money than me. So yeah, ignore your sister and do what's best for you, and what will make you happy, because ultimately that will be better for the child. No one wants their parents to be miserable every day just to try to keep some sort of family. You're really not if it's constant turmoil. Sorry, edited to change Sil to sister. This is what I get for writing comments at midnight. Sixth ed, because I agree, but also because I just really wanted to be part of the cool kid group here. Seventh ed. Ex-boyfriend would not make a good father, he's only saying that he wants to be one for his own personal gain, he seems like a gold digger. Plus, no one should be forced to make up with their ex just because of a baby, that would be toxic. Good on you for dumping him and not involving your sister in your pregnancy. Being a single mother will be tough, but I'm sure you can get through it. You would be better off becoming one. Best wishes. Eighth ed. my parents refuse to divorce despite the fact that one of them obviously resents and tries to control and belittle the other. I spent a childhood with a complete family full of neglect and emotional/mental abuse while the other parent stood off to the side passively, but also weirdly comfortable talking smack behind their partner's back. You made the right call. F your ex and hopefully your sister gets her head out of her ass someday. 9th ed. Single mama here. Never had child support, never had visitation, help, nothing. Other than my family, I mean. It was hard. He's a tween now. I wouldn't change it for anything. It was worth all the single mom BS. 10th ed. It's crap. You'll be a great parent and thank God you bounced boyfriend now and not after baby was born when things are crazy difficult. Kids need stability and love, not wankers who financially abuse their mother. Also, I'd consider going NC with your sis. 9th ed. I grew up with two parents. My father is a narcissist and we actually asked our mother to divorce him when we were pretty young. She waited until we were teenagers and for a long time I couldn't understand why. I found out she knew she needed to leave him but was afraid he would get custody. She took college classes at night to be able to get a job that paid enough to support us and by that time we were old enough to have a say. I'm waiting on the update where the sister shows up with a scarlet A to pin on up. I'm waiting on the update where the sister shows up with a scarlet A to pin on up. Me too. I mean I'd wear it with pride. I have a much younger brother and pretty awful parents, so I know the importance of putting a kid you're responsible for ahead of yourself and anyone looking to take advantage of you and the kid. 11th ed. Everything that needed to be said has been said. Good job, Op. May your journey in motherhood be extremely rewarding and fulfilling. Wishing you all the best. 12th ed. Great advice and comment chain Reddit. I just want to be the lucky one who finishes this chain to wish love and happiness to everyone who gave great insight and took time out of their day/night to help Op. My girls were 5 and 9, and I actually had to have a talk with the 9-year-old because she kept telling her friends at school that their parents should get divorced because life is so much better and less stressful. Sweet, sweet girl. They are 12 and 17 now and have said many times, through no prompting of my own, Valp, I see why you divorced daddy. He's just incredibly selfish and narcissistic. Good for you, Op. Your kid is going to be awesome, and you're already an awesome mom. LOL. Your kid sounds like my kids. I'm a single mom and have been since they've been an infant and a toddler. No serious boyfriends, always just been me and my kids. I actually have to talk to my kids a lot about how breaking up with someone shouldn't always be the first option and how sometimes their friends want to vent rather than be told to break up all the time. Now my kids are teenagers and going off to college. I'm a wreck but pretending like this isn't devastating and I don't miss them every second of the day so they can be happy, and are like, we'll start dating after college. We want to get our education first. Op, you be the mom you need to be. Being a single parent is tough when the kids are young because physically you're doing more than being an old woman like me and getting phone calls each day while dispensing sage-like advice. Enjoy your time when it's just your baby and you. It's gone before you know it. One day you'll be like me, both dreading and excited when the kids move on and you're not number one anymore. Good luck to your kids heading off to college. They sound incredibly sensible. I'm sending hugs to you. Seeing your babies leave the nest is so tough. Wants to monetize his relationship, but craps on her for being a stripper. This right here is an underrated comment. Up pointing finger, up pointing finger, up pointing finger. I would say completely sociopathic. He coerced original post into a pregnancy to scam his way into a free house, and then when it didn't work he tried to use his involvement in that child's life as leverage. He also tried to manipulate original post into selling her flat by shaming her about a former career, then he accused her of not making sense and being irrational. That's deliberate, calculated gaslighting. Sister seriously thinks the child would be better off with a complete family when the biological father created the child for the purpose of a financial scam, threatened to abandon it in an attempt to force the mother to stay in an abusive relationship, and now wants to take it from the mother completely because he thinks it will be cheaper? F that. His behavior frankly sounds somewhat sociopathic. That explains why I thought the sister had something going with him, too. Exactly, he's hoping original post is his lottery ticket. Helping out financially for his business, deed on her home and using the kid as leverage. As nasty as it sounds, it may be better to get an abortion if original post isn't emotionally connected to the child, but if not, get a hell of a lawyer. Because this guy will try to drain original post dry if possible. Not to mention, that he obviously wants to control her too. As someone who has an ex-husband who was controlling and financially reckless, I stayed with him longer than I should because we had 2 kids together, and I deeply regret it. My ex-husband's attitude to me, and behavior towards my children, have left them with severe emotional problems. My son has severe anxiety and depression, and my daughter has PTSD, depression and an eating disorder. After I left him, I managed to parent my kids just fine. It has been one hell of a battle to try and help my kids to heal from the damage their father has done. 10 years later, and they are generally doing well with college/university etc., but emotionally it's going to take many more years to get them anywhere near better. Op is strong and capable, and one loving and competent parent is good enough. Lots of love and support is what they need. Exposing her baby to a man who has no real interest in parenting, but just wanted to control and financially abuse its mother, is only going to lead to emotional damage to the child. Be strong, Op. Upvote for using the term douche nozzle. Preach. I'm pretty sure no dad would have been preferable to having mine. That said, are you at a point in your life where you want this baby? I didn't read the earlier post, so you might have talked about it there. That said, are you at a point in your life where you want this baby? 100%. I am all in on this baby, and I'm going to do right by my kid, no matter what. Good for you, growing heart, stay strong. If you can, maybe find a therapist you like and trust, if you don't already have one. I don't want to rain on anything, but this butthole is going to be a major part of your life, whether he is an active father or not, and it's clear people like your sister won't be a good support system. You need someone on your side. Also, crap isn't going well for your ex, and he's likely to make it his mission to also make your life difficult. Misery loves company, unfortunately. Well, she's starting therapy next week, so I assume she has one, just maybe not at the like and trust bit right off the bat. Finding a good therapist is amazing though. It's like washing and combing your hair after it's gotten really bad, might hurt a bit but it feels so good after. Sounds like you're doing it now. At times it's been easier caring for kids without anyone else's input. No worries about what anyone else thinks. I make the rules. You don't have to consider what anyone else wants to expect, apart from you and your baby. Congrats and good luck. I strongly suggest you keep good records. Find out if your state is a one-party state, meaning can you record him without his consent. If you can get something saying that he's only trying to use you or use the kid as a pawn, then you've got a lot stronger case. I don't think many people in the States refer to an apartment as a flat. State can refer to different countries. For example, I'm in Australia and Victoria would have different rules to Queensland and such. Make sure to start saving anything that can be used against him, including things like how he only wants custody to avoid paying child support. Up, don't forget to claim child support. You're already a wonderful mother, Up, truly. The way I see it is that in a profession where a meaningful percentage of women are intentionally taken advantage of and prevented from becoming financially secure, you navigated dangerous waters and were successful. You managed your money so well you were able to buy your home outright. How many people can really say that? I wouldn't give up my home for anything after that. I admire the way you've handled 2 really surprising and difficult situations with your now ex, your pregnancy followed by his strange behavior flip, with kindness and grace, and even though this has been emotionally confusing and painful, you put your baby first. Some parents never learn to do that and you're doing it naturally. You have proven yourself to be an intelligent, reasonable, rational, self-sufficient, understanding person. Your baby is going to have a good life with a mother who knows what she's getting into and who won't have to carry the burden of a toxic partner on her back. I don't know you, Op, and I hope that I don't sound condescending, but this total stranger is proud of you, smiley face. It sounds like you're possibly in the UK or near it with using flat instead of apartment, and if that's the case, let me tell you, the courts there favor the mother and your ex will never get full custody, especially when you have kept records of his behavior. Also, you own your own place, have a job and seem like a lovely, strong person, so leave him waste the court's time because he hasn't a hope to be lucky just to get visitation. Your sister needs to come out of the fog. A child does not need two parents, let alone them live together. All a child needs is a parent to love, care and nurture them, and they will grow up absolutely fine. I'm a single mother, and my daughter is absolutely perfectly happy and absolutely amazing. You can do this by yourself and be a great mother, and don't let anyone tell you any different. What's a dad? Not the op's ex. Awesome. I think people picked up pretty quickly what your BF was about, but I'm honestly puzzled by your sister's attitude. Honestly, we didn't have the most stable home life growing up, and she was really big on wanting a regular, nuclear family as soon as she could build one, so I think maybe our upbringing has translated into pushing/wanting this whole complete family as adults. Well, that does make a bit of sense. I'd like to think she's doing this from a place of love. Like seriously panicking that her niece/nephew is going to have a bad home life if you and the father are not together. Hopefully she comes to see that some people are better apart and you guys can mend your relationship. I thought that, too, and I wanted it to be true, but then she told our parents I was pregnant, and until that point, I believed it could be from a place of love, but telling our parents about the baby is not coming from a good place, or at best it's coming from a good but naive place. They kicked me out when I was a teenager for no good reason. She's tried to get me to mend fences with them and I've refused, and of our whole extended family I'm only in touch with one sister, her, and one brother. Your sister is immature. She has this idea of a perfect family and is incapable of understanding a single parent can also raise a child. Her involving your estranged parents is her trying to make you into a horrible person. I think your sister has been a bad influence in your life. Just go low contact with her, or at least try not to take her advice. Her first response after finding out that your BF was using you for money is, make it work. WTF? Your ex is a butthole. If his solution to raise capital for his startup is to scam his girlfriend, he is destined to fail. Was he ever going to give you any equity for your investment? Thank you for watching. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube and share them with your friends. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. We welcome your comments below. Another of our videos will begin shortly.